And Jim, would you like to lead us in the pledge? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Partly for the folks who might be viewing us on TV, let me just introduce those of us who are here. We have trustees Jim Anderson and Joe Bertolmeo. Walt Donat is not here since he broke his ankle, unfortunately. And we have trustee John West. We have our highway commissioner Chris Long and our assessor Tammy Kavanaugh and tonight's clerk Layla Brown. We also have with us this evening our township attorney Van Larson, who's back there, and our accountant Bob Chalberg. And we have our Kane County Sheriff's representative Doug Bauer, and also our videographer, freshman John White. Might just make a couple quick announcements here. We have Mr. Chalberg has completed the annual audit, which if anybody would like a copy of it, it'll put you to sleep, perhaps, but we're welcome. We have several copies if you would like to view it. I also want to mention that I was able to convince the U.S. Bank to do two things: provide us online access. So I was able to print the monthly statements before we got them in the mail, and we also have a higher interest-bearing checking account, so we'll make a little bit more money. You probably also have received, and I'll give this to Tammy, TOI membership cards, and they have a 2020 legislative issue proposal form. Those are looking for suggestions as to pieces of legislation that you might like to recommend. I received the Clark mosquito spraying status report for August. The bright spot is that despite all the rain, the mosquito counts are down. I guess they have been spraying. I attended a Ride and Cane meeting this morning. What I found, it's the first one I went to. What I find interesting about Ride and Cane is that Batavia has the highest usage of anybody except Aurora and Alger, which I think is interesting. So we make use of Ride and Cane. Lots of things going on in the community that you can be aware of. If you want to follow the chamber, Water Street Studios is having their 10-year anniversary. Later on this month, actually next week, I will attend the Kane County Township Supervisors meeting on Wednesday. On Thursday, October 3rd, there's a Batavia 708 board meeting. And John, you're still
Yes.
still our representative. Good. The township officials of Kane County, I hope you've already gotten that information. The annual banquet is October 23rd. Reservations are due by October the 16th. So if you let me know if you want to go. They're also looking for nominations for vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So if anybody would like to be the vice president, secretary, or treasurer for township officials of Kane County, let it be known. And then we're looking forward to the Township Officials of Illinois Annual Conference in November. I have sent the housing information and the conference registration. So having said that, let us move along to the rest of the agenda. And let's have the clerk call the roll.
Anderson.
Here.
Bertolmeo.
Here.
West.
Here.
Donner. Sparkson. Tracy.
Here. Good. And just for benefit of the viewing audience too, what we do at this point is to take opportunity. One of the important functions that the trustees do is to approve the payment of bills each month. So these are bills for August. And they also reconcile the checking accounts to make sure that we have enough money in the bank to pay the bills. So they will be doing that currently, right now.
Excellent. Those haven't been signed yet.
Incidentally, Sheriff Haynes is going to be the speaker at the Kane County's Townships Annual Event. It's good.
That should be good. Keep the fingers in the rounds.
He's working on the jail.
Got a lot of good things there.
Okay.
So, get out there and create the momentum to keep that stuff moving and going.
You didn't? There was an email. Anybody not get stuff about the banquet? By email?
They probably don't have mine other than supervisor.
I will send it out
That's
to everyone. And actually, they're paying special tribute to assessors.
right. Like every other year.
Well, their assessors are important.
Thanks, Lee.
Good, cool. Yeah,
I'm going.
you're going?
Mm-hmm. Riley's gonna try, but she has school, so she has to enable it.
But we don't.
Put you down. And John and Karen and I will go.
Yeah,
Good.
I thought we did that already.
Get the bank switched.
I
So
think it's part of the other one,
Are they together?
part of that one, I think. He's keeping us honest, but stamping them upside down.
Well, you have to think about it. You have to think about it.
Do I dare take a plus one to dinner this year? Do I dare take a plus one to the dinner
Sure.
this year?
If he doesn't,
Absolutely.
if he doesn't act up.
Do I know him?
Those boots.
Okay. What was the general fund? 4970, 175.
Yep.
4982, 7118. 4985, 175.
Yep.
4987, 117266.
Yes.
4988, 114411.
Yep.
4989, 8878.
Yep.
4990, 60.
Yes.
4991, 94, 79, 27.
Yep.
4992, 151, 31.
Yes.
4993, 320, 75.
Yes.
4994, 9018. 4995, 213, 15.
Yep.
4996, 16.
Yep.
4997, 20,000.
Yes.
4998, 6,000.
Yep.
4999, 5,000.
Yep.
5001, 7,500.
Yes.
5004, 2,500.
Correct.
Ending balance of 583, 504.99.
And got All right.
Great.
How you been?
That's a good one because Menards is presenting an
Check
electronic bill, so-
000-488.98.
One moment here.
Is this how much it costs for one?
Is that Menards?
It might, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Menards.
Okay.
Thank you.
6072, 4587.
Yes.
73, 276.65.
Yes.
74, 204.42.
Yes.
75, 133.52.
Yep.
76, 237.52.
Yes.
77, 34.86.
Yes.
78, 202.93.
Yep.
79, 261.67.
Yes.
80, 27,765.
Yes.
81, 59, 78, 52.
Yep.
82, 722, 17.
Yes.
83, 16, 52, 32.
Yes.
84, 1807, 73.
Yes.
87, 6101.
Yep.
88, 350.
Correct. Ending balance of 438.71.79.
Yep.
Three hits.
This is the one month.
I forgot to sign.
Yeah,
It's a
likewise.
small place.
Just sign that one, John. John, oh, just sign that one.
No, you don't need any, I just need.
Live GS.
It's not a big pool.
Your bus on the, your bus on the. Geo bus on the table, I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't, when I reached over for the pile, I didn't see the GA.
All three of them were on the table.
Good question. Well, we'll have to-
You didn't take it by mistake, did you? I'm checking myself
No, you're
right
the only
now.
one who ever does that.
Did Van grab it?
Somebody got it.
Does Van have it from this time?
Sam?
Yeah, he steals it every now and then.
Did you by chance get it, Van?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you get the general assistance account by chance?
Did I get it?
Yeah.
I did. I beg your
There you go.
I
You're
picked
guilty.
up something from the wrong pile.
You're guilty.
There you go.
Thank you.
Easy enough.
Oh, my goodness. Come on, counselor. Where we at?
Thank you.
All right. Check 5070.9933.
Yes,
5071. 113.10.
that's it.
Ending balance of 101.579.95.
That's it.
That's pretty easy.
Okay, sir.
Awesome.
Okay, alrighty, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from August of 2019. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion made, is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes for August 2019. Any additions, corrections. As long as we're gonna approve them, we'll assume there isn't. So, the clerk will call the roll.
Bertania,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
West,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. And the next item on the agenda is the approval of the bills for August. Is there a motion to approve the payment of the bills?
I make a motion to approve the bills for
Thank you,
August.
sir. And a second. Been moved and seconded. Anything other, anybody wants to talk about, discuss about the bills? If not, then let's have the clerk call the roll on approval of the bills.
West,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Bertania,
Aye.
Tracy.
Yes. And the next item, Tammy, do we have an assessor's report?
Yeah, the last day to file an assessment appeal ended August 12th. So that's, we have 61 official appeals, so that's really not bad
No.
considering how many processors we have, so we did pretty good this year. Do you want me to show
Do you want to tell us about the flag?
Sure,
This is an unofficial
yeah.
project of the assessor's office.
Yeah, this is our township flag. First one, so it represents general assistance, that's the heart and the tree and the helping hands, the highway commissioner, the road, and the assessors, the little cottage, and then just a little representation of Batavia itself when we were established. So,
Yeah. And we now have a flag so that I have informed township officials of Illinois
yes,
that we're going to be in the flag parade
yes, we are.
at the conference in November.
Excited.
Very exciting. It's the inaugural presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's great.
Riley had a lot to do with it too, so.
Anything else? No?
No,
Okay.
that's good.
Thank you.
How about the road commissioner?
Not much new, road construction's underway at Deer Path Road, so pay attention, drive safe. Should be primed Thursday and resurfaced on Friday. Slow down and give the guys a break out there. This is the last
Do that.
month and a half of brush pickup left. Middle of October, we switch over to leaves and stop picking up brush. Week of October 15th. That's about it.
Very good. Next item is old business, which is nothing really to make a decision about. I've already mentioned that I have submitted the registration and the housing information to TOI for the educational conference. So under new business, what I'd like to do is to provide a little background, partly for anybody who might be viewing and partly for our benefit. In the meeting in June, here's the meeting in June. Our clerk, Howard Katz, submitted his resignation. So that became effective in June, on June 11th. Following that, we appointed Layla Brown as the clerk. Unfortunately, there are some things that developed thereafter, largely identified by Lisa Hodge, who was our friend in Blackberry Township, who is the Blackberry Township clerk. She's also the president or vice president of the TOI clerks organization. So she actually contacted Brian Smith, who's the executive director of Township Officials of Illinois, who then identified a section of the township code which interestingly enough, appears nowhere in any of the handbooks that TOI provides. But in essence, it says that it is, I can identify it as, it's public law, Public Act 89. And it states that a person elected to or appointed to fill a vacancy in an elected township position, including clerk, shall not be employed by the township and receive compensation for that service. So, consequently, I have asked Leila to resign as the clerk because she cannot be employed as the office manager and general assistance caseworker and also be the clerk. Also, the township code provides that if a position is vacant for more than 60 days, which it would be if we use June 11th as the resignation of Howard Katz, it's necessary to convene a special town meeting of electors to nominate and appoint someone to that position. So, it would appear, I have received the resignation of Leila, and it would appear to me that we need to call a special town meeting for the purpose of electing a township clerk. And the code also requires that the person appointed to that position must be of the same political party as the clerk vacating the office. I have a certification that Howard Katz, as we already know, since he's president or chairman of the Batavia Township Democratic Party, last voted in the Democratic primary, hence he's a Democrat. So consequently, we need to find someone to appoint to clerk who is a Democrat. Well, there's no such thing in Illinois as a registered Democrat. Someone who voted as a Democrat in the last primary election, which had been the presidential primary. So I'm going to ask a couple things here. One is that the board accept the resignation of Leila Brown as township clerk. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved. That's hard to do.
I know it's hard to do. It's
Second.
okay, so we have a motion to accept the resignation of Leila as township clerk. Is any other discussion, questions, concerns? Yeah.
I'm gonna
Van-
suggest that that be effective subsequent to the conclusion of tonight's meeting.
May I make a further suggestion?
Okay,
That it be subsequent, well, or she can serve as a deputy clerk
yes.
still. And she needs to do that for the town meeting and also the meeting to follow that.
Yes,
Okay, so that the understanding here is that she has resigned as the clerk. You'll notice that on tonight's agenda, I've identified her as the deputy clerk, which she still is. And so Leila will continue to serve for this special town meeting, and I'm suggesting, and we'll take a motion to do that in a minute, that's jumping ahead, that we do that prior to the next regularly scheduled trustees meeting. So, any further discussion about resignation of Leila Brown, with the understanding that she's resigning as a township clerk, but that continues to be the deputy clerk? Any other discussion? Thank you.
I have something.
Yeah, good.
I just want everybody out there to know that we're trying to do the right thing. This is something that I don't know if it's ever happened before. So it's a first for Batavia Township, and we're trying to keep the offices filled with, and we have to have a clerk to take minutes. So it's something we weren't fully aware of the rules. Now we are. Now we're going to correct it.
Yeah, and I would also like to mention, which I intend to bring up, that this provision nowhere appears in any of the TOI handbooks. So I'm going to bring that up, that they remedy that situation so other people are aware of it in the future. Okay, so I'll call for a vote on accepting the resignation of Leila Brown as township clerk.
Anderson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Bartholomew,
Aye.
Tracy.
Yes. So, I'd like to have a motion to call a special town meeting for the purpose of electing a township clerk. And we need to establish the agenda for that special town meeting, which has only one item, and that is the election of the township clerk. And that I'm suggesting that we call that town meeting on October the 8th, prior to the next regularly scheduled trustees' monthly meeting. So the meeting, the annual meeting, if you vote for this, would be at 7 o'clock on October the 8th, followed by the regular monthly meeting, after that special meeting is adjourned.
Not the annual meeting, the special meeting.
Special.
Yeah, the special meeting. Yeah.
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Yes, we have a motion and a second to call a special town meeting for the purpose of electing a township clerk on October the 8th, 2019 at 7 o'clock, to be followed by the regular monthly meeting. Clerk will call the roll.
West,
I had a quick question about that.
Yeah.
I know sometimes when there's like a referendum or something on what happened, there needs to be some sort of advance notice.
Oh,
Does that need to be posted anywhere? Does it need to have a
a
minimum
couple
amount
other,
of time?
things that we need to mention. One is, we will advertise with a public notice in the newspaper, as required by statute. I want to also mention that it is required by statute that there be a minimum of 15 electors present. If there are not, then you have to adjourn and schedule another meeting when there will be 15 members present. So, we have to recruit at least 15 registered voters of Batavia Township to attend.
Well, we can include those of us that are,
Yes,
yes, so we need to.
so we've got
recruit
1, 2,
probably-
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Next one?
Ryan will come.
Double
right,
vote.
8. I figure we've got to get about 7 or 8 more people.
Is Susie a registered voter?
So is my daughter Kate.
Okay,
We'll get 'em.
We'll get them.
we'll get them. So, any other questions, concerns? Okay, let's call for a vote on calling a special town meeting.
West,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Bartholomew,
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yes. Yes.
When's it gonna be published?
I think that there's a requirement that it be, I looked it up. What does it
Not
say?
no less than, must be held no less than 14 or more than 45 days afterwards. Notice of a special town meeting is supposed to be given in the same manner as for the annual meeting. So you
Yes.
gotta comply, the notice timing-wise needs to comply with the notice for the annual meeting.
We will advertise it soon and send it to the newspaper.
Will we have enough time?
Yeah, there's time.
Now, another thing, do we have to advertise for candidates?
Well, that's a good question. Mr. Attorney, what do you think?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Do
the
we have
question.
to advertise for candidates?
They get, well,
If there's an annual meeting called for that, or I mean, a town meeting called for that purpose,
absolutely,
then if they read it, they'll know.
yep. Well,
Fill the
it's
vacancy.
gotta
of
be
council clerk.
somebody who voted Democrat.
Well,
Who's
I
a
have-
Democrat.
I have a candidate.
Well, I understand that, but I think it needs to be put in the notice that
Yes.
pursuant to rules. And so if somebody wants to submit or be present or submit an application for the position as a clerk, that person would need to have been a registered and voted, a registered vote as a Democrat in the last, in the last
Yeah,
year.
if they let me know of their interest, I can go to the county clerk's office and acquire that information. I already have it for Howard.
No.
And because John West expressed some interest, I have his voter information too, and he's not a Democrat. So, Anything else? So, should we call for the vote? Or did we do that already?
We did that already.
Okay, we're just clarifying. Thank you. Having done that, do we have any, there's no public, so do we have any, are you public?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. We had,
Batavia Township.
yeah. Now, he's not in the township. We
Well, he
know,
can
right?
still participate.
He can participate if he wants. Does anybody from the public? I don't see any. Any trustee reports? Anything that's on anybody's minds or concerns? Or would like us to do something? I don't think there's any other business that I know of to come before this group. Although it could be, if somebody would like to bring something up. Not seeing any other business or hearing about it. The next board meeting will be on October 8th, 2019, following a special town meeting. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Then move to adjourn. A second?
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn.
West,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Bartholomew,
Aye.
Tracy.
Yes. The meeting is adjourned.